This is a show unlike any other we have ever done before. For years, I've heard stories that fascinated me about this doctor in Cleveland. Thousands come to see and be touched by him. He doesn't perform surgery or prescribe drugs. Instead, he heals through prayer. And today, I want to ask the question, is he a faith healer or not? All these people here today say that he's healed them. Now, you're going to meet them, and you're going to meet the doctor they say heals with his unshakable faith and his two hands. Now, I've seen things in my own practice that challenge what we know about medicine and healing. Could faith be the reason why the unexplainable happens? And can one man really use its power to heal? Meet Dr. Issam Nemeh. What he does might astound you.
Jesus. Since being with him, I have started noticing some movement of my legs and my feet, which I never had before.
He's gained a reputation for healing with his hands, but not in the way you would expect from a medical doctor.
Today I pray.
A trained anesthesiologist, he's bridging his medical beliefs
Everything's way better.
with his spirituality.
They come in with illnesses that we don't have answers for today in the mainstream.
He works in two ways, both in a medical office where he treats his patients with a high-tech electrical form of acupuncture,
Do you feel any pain at all right now? None at all.
and in churches and meeting halls where he heals people through the spirit. Nemeh believes so strongly in his calling that he holds free healing sessions for anyone who is suffering. Hundreds, sometimes thousands come, and for many of them, the experience is nothing short of overwhelming. Some claim to be healed from conditions their doctors could do nothing about.
I woke up and my children were standing in the kitchen, and for the first time I was able to see all three of their faces.
I knelt down next to my son in his wheelchair, and Ricky said, I like Dr. Nemeh. He said he makes me hot, but it's a good kind of hot. And we saw immediate changes.
I do not have MS anymore.
But there are skeptics who claim Dr. Nemeh's unconventional methods can't be scientifically verified.
I ask everybody that has doubt to come and witness.
But whatever's going on has some doctors intrigued, including our chief medical consultant, Dr. Mike Roizen.
This is a real phenomenon. There's something here, and I don't know whether it's what we in medicine call a placebo response. I don't know whether there's some absolute gift, but you see these people, and clearly they feel better.
I've had fibromyalgia since '78, and there's days I can't get out of bed. But when I'm around Doc, it goes away.
Dr. Nemeh candidly admits that there are no guarantees you'll be healed.
Of course there's no guarantee. Otherwise you'll be giving false hope.
He's been called a faith healer, but Dr. Nemeh insists there is a scientific basis behind what he does.
When you say faith healer, it means that you are excluding the science completely from it. And that's not my calling. My calling is to bridge that gap between science and spirituality.
Now, when I first heard these stories, they intrigued me. So when I met Dr. Nemeh, I asked him to bring me the medical records and scans. And he brought me this actual stack. This is the ones you gave me.
Yes.
We were in the office together. And I looked at them. And I showed them to my colleagues in my radiology department at my hospital. Our medical unit has investigated them. I've talked to my friend, Dr. Roizen. And I've talked to the patients and to their doctors. And it's interesting. And I'm intrigued by the whole process. So I want to open a door today and start talking about what's really happening here. Is it something that we need to take seriously? And if so, how do we evaluate it? So, Dr. Nemeh, thank you for joining us. So we taped the healing service. You can see it as I speak. And there was praying, there was laying on of hands, which you did to folks. I mean, these are provocative images. Explain to me, how does it work? How does someone who's being touched by you actually heal themselves?
There is a connectedness, I would call it. And science recently has been talking about that same phenomenon. There is no disconnection when it comes to everything that is.
So are you helping this person who's ill connect with an energy source outside of them? Are you the energy source?
I'm not the energy source, but we are part of the all. And when we have the right state of mind, then God does connect us together, and He does communicate things to me. I mean, I could feel the things happening within the body of those that I'm praying for. I'm not disconnected.
Well, before the show, we asked you, our audience here, how many of you believe that faith can heal? 86% of you said yes, which I must admit I was a bit surprised by. It's a fairly high number. And Dr. Nemeh, you know, we both went to medical school.
Yes.
You became an anesthesiologist. You were practicing your art. And something pushed you to move beyond traditional medicine. I would think that some of your colleagues would not respond favorably to your sort of going off the tracks into faith healing.
Yes.